Who is this man? Thomas Edison. What's one thing he invented? The light bulb. I like to bring this up because anybody that I can think of greatness has probably come up against all kinds of ridicule. I mean, look, when they try to change processes, when you get kind of set in your ways and they want to change a process or a method of doing something, a lot of times we're resistant to that. We really shouldn't be. We should look at, if it's changed for the good for a reason, if it's just changed for the sake of change, that's different. But you should always be open to things because everything's constantly evolving, right? Just imagine, do you think he came up against ridicule when he goes, hey? Well, imagine this. Thomas Edison walks down the forest to his buddy's house a mile down in his little cabin and says, hey, Dave, throw your candles out, buddy. I got this new thing called a light bulb. Man, I'm gonna screw this thing in your ceiling. It's called a socket. I'm gonna run these 2 wires over down the wall here. I got this thing that goes up and down. I call that a switch. And then, so when your switch is up, you have all the light you want. And then when the switch is down, you can just sleep because it's really dark. What do you think Dave would have thought of that? Maybe you're working too hard, Tom. Go home. Call the doctor. You guys ever hear that thing about Thomas Edison, the 5,000? The reporter said to him, I've heard 2,500, 5,000, 10,000. I go with the 2,500. Guy said to him, he goes, Tom, why don't you give it up? You failed 2,500 times to invent this silly light bulb of yours. He looked at him and he said, failed? I've successfully identified 5,000 ways that don't work. And that makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Look at all the times that you've tried to do something that hasn't quite worked right, and then you got to figure it out, and then eventually it works. And it would have never worked if you didn't go through the process of the supposed failures first. Most successes come out of failures. And Benjamin Franklin said, you don't have to be a failure, but you have to understand failure before you can realize success. You have to understand failure before you can realize success. That makes a lot of sense. So Thomas Edison, look at, don't throw things. I'm from Chicago. I'm an old Chicago Bear fan. Anyway, but Mike Singletary, they always said he was too small to play in the NFL. He turned out to be a pretty good linebacker. Walter Payton was too small. Barry Sanders, Brett Favre. They said he'd never make it, Uh-oh. What did I open up there? But the thing is, if you listen to people all the time who tell you can't do this and can't do that, you'll never get anywhere. A baby elephant can be tied to a popsicle stick. It will not try to get away from it. You take a full-grown elephant and you tie it to a popsicle stick, it will not try to get away because it doesn't think it can. Because it's been trained to believe that. So when people tell you you're crazy, you're silly, that's a silly idea. Don't even pursue that. What a waste of time. If you believe in it, don't listen to them. Say, thank you for noticing. Have a great day. And continue on with what you believe. If he would have listened to the naysayers, what would have happened? Michael Jordan, I think he did all right. And he got cut from a freshman or sophomore? Freshman? You know what they told him? You're not good enough. Now what if he'd have believed them? Instead, he believed in himself. And like I said, I think he did okay. So don't let people limit you. Don't limit yourself by what people try to take away from you. Do you ever notice a lot of people around you aren't happy? And they don't want to see you happy either? Thank you for noticing. Have a great day. Don't let them bring you down because they need to bring you down because misery loves company, right? Don't let them do it to you. Stay positive, stay focused. The report that you saw before I came on, greatness doesn't happen by accident. It happens through effort, action, and energy. And you guys are on your way.